Big week back at home. How are you feeling? How's the team preparing?
I'm great, and the team is in obviously good form, and we are preparing the same that we've done from day one. I think we focus a lot on us and what we need to do, how we can play our game, and at the same time, obviously, understand the strengths and the weaknesses of the opposition, and going into the game with a clear mindset. That's going to be a very difficult game. Obviously, fantastic team and ready to perform. Hopefully, in front of a lot of fans. I think the environment and the atmosphere created by our fans in the last game was unbelievable. So hopefully, if the weather gets a little bit better between now and then, we can get also a big support and looking forward to playing in front of them. No.
Excellent. Thank you. We'll go through questions. First, Sarah Ock, then John Lupo. Raise your hand if you have a question.
Hi, Coach. Sarah here
Hello.
with the Women's Soccer Show. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Thank you, Sarah.
So I've got a few, but I'll start with one, and then you come back to me.
Yeah.
But just kicking off, this is probably the closest playoff race that we've really ever seen in the NWSL. And at this point, any team can make it, and any team can fall out. So with 3 games left, what's the mentality for you and the team going into this? Are you taking it one game at a time, or are you looking at the larger picture?
Nah, definitely one game at a time. I think this year is very tight, but I was involved obviously with Houston last year, and the race was extremely tight as well. Maybe there was a couple of teams at this time, which it was actually Gotham and Washington already maybe out or almost out. I think they were out. It's in this league, no? It's a very competitive league where everyone can win anything and everyone can lose everything. So I think for us it's very important that we focus in the game by day situation and making sure that we are as prepared as we can to control what we can control, which is our performances, and making sure we are ready to win. No?
Wonderful. Thank you. I'll let the next person take a question, and then I'll come back.
Thank you, Sarah. Whatever you need, guys.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Sarah. Next, we'll go to John and then Jenna and then back to Sarah, and we can kind of keep that rotation. So, John, go ahead and unmute your line, and then Jenna, you're up next.
Hi, Juan Carlos.
That's it.
So it's been a while since you played them. Is there anything that you can take from that match from earlier in the season, or do they do things differently? How do you approach a match against a team that you haven't seen in a while?
Well, I think we see every team every week. No, they've changed a lot in terms of obviously they've changed coaches like for the game before, and they've been a bit more fortunate probably with injuries, so they will have most of the players available. Probably in our end is really different. We will have a lot of the players that played on that game not available for this one, and we have some new players. So our team has changed a little bit more. But for us, it's a question, as I said, no, the focusing on us, making sure we control ourselves, and we obviously study every detail of Houston, like against any opposition. But at the same time, they've obviously have had a change of coach just for one game. Sarah has been completely in charge, so it's still a bit of an unknown what they're gonna do. But that's why for us it's been always the focus on us is being the key. You know? We are prepared for any scenario, and we will try to impose our game style and our plan, regardless of the opposition.
Thanks, Coach. Now to Jenna and then Sarah, back to you.
Hey, Coach. Nice to see you again. We had Nealy on the other day, talking about the upcoming games and her contract extension. I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit about her. Obviously, she just extended her contract to 2026. She was a player that came to Gotham, after being waived, and I think she's really stepped up and has become a very integral part of the team. Playing in a different role than we usually seen her. So just a little bit about her, if you could, and how she's helped, push this team forward this season.
Well, I missed who we were talking about, but I guess it's Nealy Martin. No?
Nealy, yes.
And yeah, well, I think Nealy represents who we are, who we want to be as a team. No, we want and as a club, we want to be a club where we maximize the performance of every single individual, and that we try to help every single one of them to grow. I think Nealy is the perfect example of it. Probably a player that was waived, or maybe wasn't going to continue. It was where she was before, and a player that really is an example of hard work, commitment, attitude, and every day trying to be a little bit better to help the team. And maybe at the beginning she wasn't playing as much, but step by step she's been proving her value, and she's worked unbelievably hard, obviously on the physical and technical side, on the tactical side, where with Jesus, he's done a lot of work in terms of understanding the number 6 position, and she's been growing and growing with us, and we're very, very pleased because, obviously we want to have the best players in the world and the best players grown up locally, but then we also want to have players that believe in who we are and that can develop with the club, and obviously Nealy is one of those players. She's put the team first from day one, but she's make sure that she does everything she can to improve and to be able to be ready to help the team, and I'm very, very proud of her and the fact that she's playing and the team is not feeling the number of people out that we have in probably around that position now. The last few games, we can't forget we've been without, for example, in midfield, we have been without Christy Mewis, Ali Long, and McCall Thurboni, which just from the top of my head, I don't think they all started. I think Christy and Ali started, and McCall came on, for example, in that game against Houston, and in this case, I think it was with Nealy. But this is who we are. No, from day one, we focus in every single one of them to make sure they are prepared. And when problems have come or when they've stepped up because they've earned it, they've shown how much they wanted it. No, so very, very happy and very, very proud to have Nealy with us and to have Nealy with us in the long run. No,
Thanks so much. I have others, but we'll cycle back around to me.
absolutely.
Sounds good, Jenna. Sarah, go ahead.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'll do a quick one here and then I've only got one more. I'm wondering, you've spoken a lot about, obviously, a lot of players who've unfortunately been out with injuries and it's a long season. So wondering if you don't mind just giving us the latest on any injuries that a bunch of players have been dealing with. I don't know, go down the list.
Yeah, to be honest, Sarah, we still have one more training session. There is a lot of players that we're still waiting to see. On top of that, we haven't had still the medical meeting from today, so can't give you any updates because I don't have them myself. But at the same time, it's been a lot of, I guess everyone have seen all over the news today, the weather, the massive rain that we've had. So we've trained today with our logistic team, so we're ready. So we train today in turf instead of grass. We have players training in a little beach or in grass, a little bit that we have access to. So it's been a bit difficult on that aspect. But as I always say, for us, it's a no excuses mentality. We've done that from day one, and we adapt to the scenarios that are presented. If some players are not available, there will be some other players available, that's for sure. And we will make sure we control what we can control, which is the performance of the team, and make sure that we are as ready as possible. So at the moment, unfortunately, I can't give you any updates, but I'm looking forward to get them now.
No worries. Thank you. Appreciate you letting us know how the weather's been affecting you. I was wondering about that.
The weather has been a bit crazy today. I think we've seen in New York City and in Hoboken, I've seen a few things. It's been quite bad, but at the same time, as I said, our club is always prepared for everything, so they've done a fantastic job. No?
Thank you, Juan. Next, John, go ahead.
Yeah, the weather really has been something today.
Yeah.
Just 15 days since you guys last played a match. What do you think will be some of the keys to, getting that sharpness right away, right from the off, and jumping on them against what is a very good, very dangerous Houston side?
Well, for us, the key is being focused and concentrated from the first minute. We've had, I think, the longer it's going, the more the team is understanding the importance of every single action and every single moment of the game without unplugging in certain moments. And I think it's very important that for the game on Sunday we feel we are connected with the game from the first minute. I think when we do that, we are a team that I don't think any team wants to play us because we're solid defending. We are we're aggressive, but we are versatile and we're offensive. We have a lot of weapons, but when we are not connected with the game or we have some lapses and concentration, we can concede chances or goals. So for us, it's very important that we have that concentration into understanding that every single thing that happens from the moment that referee blow the whistle, that we are ready for the game.
Thank you, Juan.
You're welcome, John.
All right, and Jenna?
Thank you. So the game on Sunday will be your second to last home game. And of course, we're coming up on Ali Krieger's retirement, obviously legend of the game, team captain. So just kind of what's the vibe been like around, her last couple of home games, and can we maybe expect something special as kind of we near the end of her legendary career here at Gotham?
Well, I think we are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month this game, and Ali will have obviously the last home game. I think will be a bit more focus on her, but for us and for how Ali is, is that moment, but she's the same. She has the same hunger and the same mentality that I understand she's had all her career in every single game or every single thing she does. No, for her, I can tell you now, she doesn't really care about that celebration. She just want to beat Houston. That's what I love about her. She never made it about herself. She's always making it about the team. She's an unbelievable captain, unbelievable leader, and an unbelievable player. And she's so focused in achieving this goal together that is really helping her teammates, but also us as a staff. She's been brilliant. So I think it will be obviously special for herself. It's just one more game. Hopefully you mentioned that we have two. Hopefully we have only 3 more games at home, because that means that we are in the hopefully in the semi-final of the playoff, and we can play that one at home. That will be obviously the best scenario we can get at this moment in time. So I really hope that she can enjoy obviously that celebration on the last regular fixture or regular season fixture, but that there is even a bigger one after that. No?
Absolutely. Hi, Nealy. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with all of us today. Of course, I wanted to just jump right in and ask you about your new contract, staying with Gotham through 2026. I know Gotham picked you up off waivers, and you've really kind of, found your niche in this team. So just can you talk a little bit about not only what it means for you on a personal level, but kind of what, how you've really found your space with Gotham this season?
Yeah, of course. Great question. I think for me, all the glory goes to God first and foremost. But I think me signing a new contract, and it's really a credit to this club and what they're building, starting from the top down. I think Yael does a great job, and she's bringing in players around, their vision they have for the club. And from the staff as well, our coaching staff is top class. They make everyone feel valued, and I think they really show our best qualities in the way we play, and they're bringing in players that fit the style that, they want to build. So I'm just happy that I'm one of those players.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Nealy.
Our next question goes to John Lupo. John?
Excuse me. Nealy, first of all, congratulations on the new contract. You mentioned what this organization is building. So just talk about the decision of signing the new contract, what went into that, playing under Juan Carlos, playing under this management, and just seeing all the talent that's being assembled here, not just for the stretch drive this year to try and make the playoffs and win a championship, but going forward, and how much that played a part in your decision to sign this extension?
Right. I mean, for me, it was easy. I absolutely love representing this club. I love the people I work with every single day. And I love the vision they have moving forward. That being said, all of our focus is on this week's game against Houston and getting to the playoffs. So that's where our focus is, and that's where my focus is right now. But I think the club has a great vision moving forward. And we're in a really good spot to keep building for that future.
Thank you, Nealy. Our next questions in this order will go Anthony, Gary, and Steph. Anthony, go ahead.
Hello, Nealy. Speaking about this game coming up against Houston, they've been quite staunch defensively of late, not giving up more than one goal, I think, since late July. How are you preparing, and by the midfield as well, for what they're going to bring you on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, every day we watch a little bit of film, but our focus mainly is on us and our style. And if we can execute that, I think we will have a great game against Houston. So yeah, focusing on the things we do well and executing those in the game is the most important thing to us.
Thank you, Nealy. Our next question goes to Gary Gibson with Soccer Over Gotham. Gary.
Hey, hi, Nealy. Women's soccer's careers can be fleeting, and I know you started from, as an undrafted player, you went to an open tryout, to making a team, to getting taken off waivers. Like, what does it feel for you to sign a long-term contract and feel like you have a home?
Yeah, I mean, it's really an emotional thing for me. Looking back, all I can say is I think God had a plan for me all along. And I was just willing to put the work in and keep my head down and honestly just focus on the day, every day getting better and the task at hand. So just for example, today, focusing on training, how we can best prepare for Houston. So I've done that since, before I even went to that open trial. And I love this game. I have so much passion for it. So it is really emotional for me and really exciting to have a home for the next 3 years and, feel all of those emotions flood over me and look back at how far I've come and how far I still have to go. And I'm just over the moon that it's with this club.
Thank you.
All right, our next question goes to Steph Young. Steph?
Thanks, Krista. Hi, Nealy. Congrats on re-signing. Recently on Gotham social media, there's a little video of Midge and Allie talking about we need these 3 points. We got to play every game. We want to be on the podium. And you just talked about trying to focus on one game at a time. I'm wondering what the vibe is in the team about balancing the knowledge that yes, playoffs are coming, but also you do have to stay focused on what's immediately ahead of you.
Right. I mean, I think from our staff down to every single player, we know that we have to win the next game. And, every club probably sets a goal at the beginning of their season to make the playoffs, to win. I think every team wants to do that. But in order to do that, we have to do every step before that. And our staff emphasizes that day in and day out. Our leaders like Krieger, Midge, they're emphasizing that as well on game days and every single day in training, down to the smallest details. And those small details add up to us getting to the playoffs, to us winning the game this weekend.
As a quick follow-up, is there anyone, whether it's on the team or on the staff, who has said anything that's kind of resonated with you about how to maintain that balance and that vision?
Yeah, Jesus, he is on our staff. He works closely with Juan. Every player goes through a roller coaster of emotions throughout the season. It's inevitable. But he kind of drew this little drawing for me once, and it was just like a stair step, but there's some stairs that go down and you end up, going upwards. And he talks about taking it step by step. So every day, or every week focusing on, you know, one thing, one aspect we can get better at, whether it's me individually or us as a team. And I think looking back at preseason to now as a team, we've built and they've slowly integrated different aspects of our game. So it's really cool to see that come to life, but that's something that stuck with me.
Thank you.
Okay, our next questions will be Jenna Tonelli, John Lupo, Anthony Merced, and Gary Gibson. We'll go back to Jenna.
Thank you. Thanks again, Nealy. Just kind of going back to what you were talking about with Gary about kind of finding a home in Gotham. I'm just curious about, kind of life for you in New York, New Jersey, like how you like the area, what you get up to, any favorite spots, and just kind of like how you've made this area your home outside of just the team.
Yeah, Jersey actually has surprised me. Coming from Alabama and then Louisville, I was really expecting it to be like a smaller New York City, but I guess it's not called the Garden State for nothing, right? So all the nature is really awesome. Actually, like all the parks have really shocked me, and it's made me feel like more at home. Like I love the greenery. I love being outside, but also I think it's so sick that at any time I could drive into New York City or I can take a train into New York City, like having that and representing both as Gotham, New York, New Jersey, Gotham, that's really sick.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
We'll go to John Lupo.
Nealy, you mentioned that Jesus works closely with Juan. So I was just curious to know, what is it about Juan and Jesus that brings out the best in your game? Is it the style they play? Is it maybe the advice they give you? Just what is it about this coaching staff that seems to bring out the best in your game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not only me, I think it's every player we have. It starts at the top, like I said. I think they are very personable and they know how to interact with each player and coach them, and they know their strengths, they know areas they can get better, and in those areas they can get better, they handle it the right way. They go about it the right way, and they make everyone feel valued no matter where you're at on the team, whether you're injured, whether you're starting, whether you're in and out of the roster. They make every person feel valued, and individualize each conversation with people. So I think that's why where a lot of our success and a lot of people have found good homes within this team.
Thanks, Nealy. Next will be Anthony and then Gary. Anthony.
Nealy, last year this team was a complete 180, bottom of the table. How have the conversations been with some of the players who were here last year, and have they helped to explain to you kind of an appreciation for how the turnaround has been?
Yeah, I mean, we've briefly gone over that. I think with all the new players, with the new staff that came in this year, we didn't, dwell in that. We just covered it, said, yes, this happened, but this is our vision moving forward. This is where we're going as a club, and focusing on the positive and where we can be, and, where our leadership is taking us and where our team is taking us that's what we focus on each and every week and each and every day. So, I've heard tidbits here and there, but our focus is on today and what we can do to get better.
Great. And then our last question will go to Gary Gibson. Well, our last question of this round. If we have any final questions, please raise your hands now so that we'll make sure that we get to you. But Gary, go ahead.
Hi, Nealy. Your transition from defensive back to defensive midfielder, it's almost like a quick two-part question. Is there a player that you either looked up to or has taken you under your wing and helped you transition to this? Because you've been fantastic since starting as a defensive midfielder, and I know it's something different for you. So is there a player that's helped you with that transition, or a player that you've been like looking at, like that's the player I should be in that position?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the staff has really helped me envision that role and seen what I need to do. But I think learning from Ali Long, who has had so much success as a 6, is really cool. Like coming in and learning from her, seeing what she does. and how she's so good on the ball has helped me. But I think also learning from the center backs I'm playing with, like Ali Krieger, I mean, she's a legend, Kelly O'Hara, like those players help me every single day, giving me, little tidbits here and there, like how I can improve my game, and then just watching the game, watching Premier League games. Yeah, so it's from a lot of people, but I trust my staff and I trust my team I know they want what's best for me, and I know that they'll tell me when I can do something better. And yeah, learning from them is really.
Yeah, and the quick follow-up is, obviously this is going to be the last year for Ali Krieger. Was it like playing alongside of her and learning from her through this last bit of through the games?
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor to get to play alongside of her, honestly. I've said it since I met her. She is the ultimate leader to me. I think she leads this team so well. She leads her family well. And on the field, she demands so much, but I know it's from a good place. And that's what a leader does. Like, they hold the standard. And she does that every day in training. It doesn't matter, what happens during the game. I know that she has my back. And I know that I have hers as well. So it's just been an absolute honor to know her off the field, but to get to play alongside her and learn so much from her.
Thank you. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Hey, Nealy. So that was obviously a very nice question and great answer. And I hate to bring it down, but now that we are in fall and approaching Halloween, I need to ask you if you like candy corn or not.
I actually do. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I love it. I got the vibe. So great. Thanks
Yeah.
so much.
Candy corn fan, pineapple on pizza.
I love it. That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, media members. And one last question, Nealy, just ahead of the weekend. As you all know, we've got a match on Sunday, October 1st against the Houston Dash. Nealy, how are you and the club preparing for that match?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it so many times, but every day we're watching film. We're focusing on ourselves and what we can do to execute our game plan against Houston, and just putting everything, all of our effort into that each and every day. And our sole focus is this weekend.